According to the Memphis Commercial Appeal, the Memphis men's basketball program has been charged by the NCAA with major violations while John Calipari was in charge of the Tigers program during the 2007-2008 season. The allegations include knowing fraudulence or misconduct on an SAT exam by a player on that team. The player's name didn't appear in the report, but it did say he only competed for that season. It is also alleged that Memphis provided more than $2,200 in free travel to road games for an associate of a player. Memphis received the notice of allegations on January 16th and will appear before the NCAA Committee on Infractions on June the 6th. The commercial appeal says Calipari was not named in the report, but the NCAA has requested his presence at the hearing.
How do you feel, Billy, about the $6 million buyout?
I mean, that's what it says in the contract, so, that's what it looks like to me.
That was Billy Gillespie the day after being fired as the head coach at Kentucky, and earlier today he filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against the University of Kentucky Athletics Association. Gillespie accuses UK of breach of contract and fraud. He's seeking $6 million plus punitive damages and the cost of attorney's fees. Gillespie never signed a formal contract at Kentucky. The two parties were operating under a memorandum of understanding which called for a $1.5 million buyout for every year left on the contract, up to 4 years if he was fired. Last week, John Calipari officially announced his coaching staff. All three assistants followed him from Memphis, but one has been with Cal a bit longer than the rest. Our Dan Reefer has more.
John Robick and John Calipari go way back.
Probably late 70s, early 80s. We met each other at the five-star basketball camp in Pittsburgh. We're both from Pittsburgh.
Calipari was a camp counselor when Robick was attending that five-star camp.
I can remember my mother telling me that that's who you want to model yourself after.
Robick did, and wound up at Kansas as a graduate assistant to Larry Brown.
Cal got the UMass job in '88, and we had won the national championship in '88, and Coach Brown went to the Spurs. I interviewed with Cal at UMass and was with him his entire time at UMass.
When Calipari went to the NBA, Robick remained at UMass for 3 more years until landing a head coaching position at Youngstown State, but was fired.
The day after I got fired, Cal was at Memphis and says, you're coming back with me to Memphis, and so I'm getting ready to start my 13th year with him.
John Robick knows better than anyone. John Calipari has his critics. There's the vacated Final Four at UMass. There's players that have had disciplinary problems. There's the association with Worldwide West.
I think it's very misunderstood. I don't think they know him. I don't think they know what he stands for. There's a thing where there's some jealousy. To take 2 programs like he did to get him to that pinnacle, it's not supposed to be done.
But at Kentucky, it is expected to get done.
Now we have everything that we need, to try to make a run here at Kentucky.
Dan Reefer, ABC 36 Sports.
Thank you, Dan. Now, there was a great matchup tonight in the 11th Region Baseball Finals over at Applebee's Park. The favorite, Lexington Catholic, taking on Cinderella Bryan Station. You gotta love a dude in a big head. The defenders had the bases juiced in the top of the 4th, down 4-2. Patrick Cornett takes ball 4, and we have a 1-run ball game, folks. The Knights would respond later in the inning. Michael Shornick singles to left. Here comes another run. Bryan Station made it close late, but in the end, it's Lexington Catholic capturing their 3rd 11th Region title in 4 years, winning this one 9-8. Finals of the 11th Region Softball Championship, Franklin County versus Scott County. Flyers waste little time getting on the board. Heather Redmond with the shot to right in the bottom of the 1st. Off the wall, a run comes in to score, and Franklin County is moving on. They win the 11th Region Championship, beating Scott County 5-1. Reds Astros, Jay Bruce leaving the yard for Cincinnati, and the big deal is it's his 2nd of the night, number 14 on the year. Reds beat the Astros, pulling off the series sweep, and this is our Jack Kane Ford touch 'em all play of the day.